we are pleased to hear from Mr. Eduardo Santander, Executive Director of the European Travel Commission. Welcome on stage.
Dobro jutro. Good morning, everyone. I have to say something before we start. I really feel the love. And I feel the love because they say that love is the only thing that grows when you share it. And I feel a lot of love have been shared since last year, since my first invitation here. And it was amazing to come back to Bled yesterday. And I have to also share my last night experience. I think Slovenia has the loudest wake-up call. I had the loudest lightning and thunderstorm waking me up at 4 in the morning, which was great because I could prepare my presentation. And I have to say that I'm more than grateful for being here. So I would like to start thanking Minister Han, Secretary of State, thank you for having me. I saw your horse in the airport. Not your horse, but you know, how many efforts you're putting in also diversifying. I remember your speech last year, you know, explaining how important also the contact with nature is in Slovenia. And I was very glad to see that the things are progressing here. Maya, my dear friend, thank you so much for Slovenian Tourism Board, and happy birthday, 30th birthday to you and to all your team. I know this is a huge collective effort of Slovenian Tourism Board is doing. But let me walk through a few things. We have to confront a big question. And thank you, Maya, for setting the scene. What do we want to be? The first or the best? Because there are two different things. Do we want to be the first in, you know, overnight expenditure, bed nights and so on? Or do we want to be the best in so many things previously mentioned, such as infrastructure, seamless transport, balancing tourism, safety, digitalization? Because there are two different questions and there are two different approaches for that. And it's true that everybody's a little bit of transition, trying to accommodate and trying to, okay, make everybody happy. And it's a quest that is going to take decades. And it's an effort that is going to take a lot of discussion still. But we have to lead, and congratulations Slovenia for leading the change. So, in my presentation today, I will give you some highlights of the latest initiatives on positioning Europe competitively and support the sustainable development of European destinations. So, you know who we are, but nevertheless, let me remind you that, thank you Maya also for mentioning us before. We are an organization pretty old, almost 80 years old, but you know, we represent the national tourism authorities of 35 sovereign countries of Europe, not only of the European Union, we also have members from outside the European Union. And our work is very much rooted on cooperation and collaboration. Maya was your last word too. And this has been the case for many, many years with a lot of success, especially those who came later into, or caught the train of tourism a little bit later. And we have this disparity of speeds on tourism development, and ETC has been trying, you know, to harmonize and help those that need it the most. So first, let me share with you ETC insights of the States of Europe of 2025. Please apologize, some numbers for the summer are still not available. However, you know, we've been measuring the temperature, and I will try to explain those as best as I can. So let me start quantifying tourism. Tourism has a remarkable resilience and a strong performance in 2025 so far. It is the year of full recovery for all those years. The minister mentioned, you know, the recovery too, but it's been a year of, we can finally talk about full recovery with, you know, showing positively trends and arrivals and nights by plus almost 3% and plus 1.3 on overnights. So there is a steady and sustained interest in European destinations internally, in the internal market, within the European market, but also abroad. The recovery story, again, it's not uniform. There is a little bit of a lack of symmetry, it's asymmetrical. We see still the Southern European destinations, gaining a lot of tourism despite everything that we see on the media with problems of massification, problems of natural catastrophes and events, but they're still running very much ahead. Very good news. There is a lot of momentum for Central and European travel markets. We see that Finland, Lithuania, Latvia, Slovakia, and Estonia, as countries neighboring Ukraine, are fully recovered, which was one of our biggest targets and biggest objectives in the last 3 years. And importantly, and this is something that I would like because it's the biggest difference from my speech last year, the spending attitude and the spending performance of European travelers, whether they are from Europe or outside of Europe, has changed, and has changed in a huge increase. People are spending much more. The spending is growing faster than the arrivals itself, and this is where many destinations have to calibrate also their price politics. As we see, traveling is becoming very, very expensive for all of us. You probably noticed that during the holiday period, and we need to again start qualifying tourism too and see, when is enough, when do we have also to put some kind of regulation, when not. As we still see a lot of challenges that persist there. We have the first challenge, as you know, in many places, capacity pressures and community concerns. Even talking to the taxi driver yesterday doing to Bled, say it's just such a nice arrival at Bled if you don't stay in traffic. So sometimes even coming into Bled can become like a much longer trip. They say it's such a short trip from Ljubljana airport, but there is only one road. So we'll have to calibrate that infrastructure too, looking at the minister here. No pressure. Climate change. This is the most dangerous, the most urgent action that we could do. Climate change mitigation actions. And again, Slovenia has been at the forefront of climate adaptation and trying to educate people with new travel habits. We cannot change that, but we can change the people traveling into our destination and their behavior. That's a role. Again, a role is very important here. Each and every in this room has a little thing to say or to do. Last but not least, political or geopolitical uncertainty. We have, of course, running conflicts, and the US administration also causing volatility in trade, causing volatility in stability of governments, and this is obviously affecting tourism too. Now, while the challenges remain, I would like to come with some green Slovenian hope too, and she has also full green today. And I think if tourism can always transport a message of not only peace, understanding, but also of hope. As there are a lot of things that are changing too in travel habits. People are, we are all changing. We were changed by the pandemic, we were changing by digitalization, we were changed by AI. So the most important change that we observe at the European Travel Commission is there is a lot of demand for lesser known destinations. Obviously people are not, the thing that a tourist doesn't want to see on holiday is another tourist. So somehow we became very hedonist and very egoist, and we would like to have the place for ourselves, which sometimes is not possible. But we see that 55% of Europeans are now planning holidays into less popular or off the beaten track locations. Now, we are starting in September. For some of us, like myself, it's the school holidays are over, but for many others, this is when the season of traveling starts. So traveling off season is becoming one of the biggest trends, not only among pensioners, not only among people that maybe are not working or so, but even young people are redistributing their holidays in a way that hasn't been seen before, with an increase of 10 million foreign arrivals between January and February outside the season. That's what we have observed. We were talking just over breakfast about the next shift, the geopolitical and the demographic shift. Asia, and we have to look into the East because China is still showing strong recovery, something that has to be taken into account, and in general all the Asian markets we're talking without ceremony about India too. Only the Chinese have an increase of 10% already Europe overall year on year. So now I'd like to talk about repositioning Europe's global brand. As Maya mentioned, Europe needs to talk about how do we want to introduce ourselves. Do we want to be the inspiration of the past, like a catalog where people could choose between this route, the others, the Grand Tour, the class thing, or do we want to be something special, something more inspirational, something more unified? I think that one of the things that the brand Europe can do, and is doing right now, and for the first time in history, as you may know, we have a EU commissioner dedicated, fully committed to sustainable transport and tourism, and this is good news because we've been fighting for that for over 12 years. And this branding exercise is on top of this agenda. Probably you've been consulted as Slovenian Tourism Board too, but it aims to support Europe's leadership in tourism worldwide, as it's not that we're losing tourists, we're losing competitiveness to your world. There are destinations doing a better job, serving better for less cost, and adapting much quicker to the geopolitical changes. We want also to attract the right travelers. How do we do that? You know, we cannot put a policeman in the airport saying, you look like a good tourist. You don't. You stay, you come in. So we are targeting those who value sustainability, culture, quality, and beyond promotion, we are educating demand. This is not prescribed, it's explaining, not complaining about the problems that we have, the problem that a tourist can create, but educating demand with our long-term tourism goals. So this is how we create, unlock an unexpected upgrade. This is a narrative that we've been working on for the last 5 years, and finally it's been deployed now. We know that travelers want now to relax, enjoy and feel inspired, and we're flipping the script. Travel should be something mindful, responsible. Travel isn't a sacrifice, it should be an upgrade, a joy. So we're trying to amplify the visibility for a wider range of destinations, particularly those that are not so well known yet. This narrative is based on 4 pillars. Travel off-season, go off-beat, travel green and stay local. Some of them are very, very familiar to you, some less. Some less are just basic words. But when it comes, to the selling point, to those workshops, B2B workshops, where you have to sell and you have to explain to your hoteliers how many people will come, you have also to come back, to a holistic approach that allows everybody to be included in this campaign. Let me give you a glimpse of what it is about. I think you should start.
Everyone loves an unexpected upgrade. Upscale your stay in ways you'd never imagine. Unlock a richer experience with fewer crowds and more affordable options.
I went to Europe in the fall to indulge in the wine harvest season. I learned the secrets of winemaking in France, gazed at the unique landscapes, and toasted new, long-lasting friendships.
I swapped the bustle of the big city for Graz, Austria's hidden gem. I exchanged long lines for exclusive views and crowd-free cultural heritage.
I biked the Art Cities route in Belgium for a front-row seat and priority access to culture and nature. I took the smarter route through the fragrant countryside.
I loved Orma's Chestnut Festival in Greece. Dining and celebrating with the locals, I could savor secret recipes and unknown flavors. I uncovered the charm of local living.
Whether you explore off-season, go off-beat, travel green, or love local, visit Europe responsibly for an unexpected upgrade.
So the campaign invites, of course, tourism destinations, DMOs, but also private sector to be very actively on them. And it also the goal is for it to be a pan-European and pan-industry initiative, bringing together all diverse things. And you are all invited, small or big partners. It is very important to now to mention the importance of collaboration again before my time runs out. As we are gradually rolling out this campaign, and we are looking for supporting partners. This is not a sales job what I'm doing, we're trying to spread. We have funding from the European Union that we would like to share with you. And if if there is a value proposition, whether it's like coordinated by the Slovenian Tourism Board or by the private sector here in Slovenia, we definitely invite you, to contact us and to explore the possibilities for an unexpected upgrade for Slovenia too. Now, maybe let me showcase before we finish how important the joint promotional efforts and again to the work cooperation collaboration, because we have a collaboration here in the room. Let's give this one. We have a very important campaign that was done this year, notably Slovenia as a key partner in this ETCC co-funded Alps-Adriatic-Amazing campaign together with Croatia and Austria. I think it talks the invitation here of Austria and obviously your Croat colleagues always go hand in hand in third markets, but this is showing value, this is showing the power of scaling your effort, the power of investment, and if this will succeed, and we are applying this only in the US market, it's something that we really would like to explore for the Asian markets, Latin America and beyond, as we conceive the campaign as a global campaign too. Now, to finish, and because I cannot talk about tourism and future of tourism without mentioning the sustainable transformation. I was talking to Stefan from Austria about innovation and how we cannot put in compartments every single thing, but everything has to be cross-cutting, and how difficult that is. As you know, sometimes I was joking with him yesterday saying, sometimes we ask a basketball team to play ice hockey, and how do you do that, without training accordingly, without maybe giving them a new coach, even showing them the rules. But we know that it is very, 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 very important that the sustainable transformation will happen with the input of tourism or without it. And we know that this is related to transfer. Remember last year I brought the example of the lasagna in tourism. I'm not going to use that today, but remember that the base of that lasagna is still being transportation is undergoing one of the biggest transformations of the history, and we know that this is going to determine also the way tourism will be perceived and will be run in the decades to come. Now, last but not least, we have published, this is very important, as we've seen again wildfires, we've seen floods, and we've seen heat waves. Climate action planning and frameworks for NGOs are essential. We cannot escape our fate of a climate emergency. Please, your action matters, and for that, ETC has been helping you, helping everybody who wants to be on board on this, with 10 detailed steps, from committing to climate action, to customized templates and global case studies to help you create climate change plans according to your own national frameworks. I promise to finish now. Slovenia's climate adaptation strategy for tourism, it's been like a cornerstone for many others and for this project of ETC. And I'd love to thank one more time Hvala to Slovenia also for being part of Chapter Earth and for helping running this strategy for the next years. Last but not least, and for those more dedicated thing, a global destination sustainability movement, we have released, because in this kind of complex lasagna of regulation from the EU, so you can look at the Brussels and these bureaucrats, they only want this, that, and that from us. We have created this also guide on new EU sustainability regulations to help you understand, what you have to comply for, and also to adapt quick. That's it from me. Sorry that I went a little bit over time. I can only say that it is immensely invigorating to be here, not now for the beauty of the Bled, but the conversations around this forum are not only important, but essential. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you next year again here.